Hi students, Mrs. Girot here. Welcome to Image Design. Let's go ahead and get started here on the Surrealism team project. So today we are going to show off your photo restorations. We actually are going to show off your posters. Reason that's not on the list. Then we'll look at your photo restorations. We'll learn about surrealism, discuss the assignment, objectives, and get started. So, taking us back to the vintage zoo poster submissions, this is a critique. So, what are we critiquing today? We're critiquing your ability to complete all of the objectives in a rubric. So this is how I grade it. This is how I keep it so that I don't have to get emotionally involved. It's very objective. So for 5 points, conveys a clear message about your chosen topic. Let's take a look at this submission. You can replace $1, but $1 cannot replace your happiness. All right? So does that convey a clear message about the chosen topic? Yes, this is the student's chosen topic. The topic is obviously happiness, right? 5 points. Artwork is aesthetically pleasing and demonstrates visual literacy. It is presented ethically in a way that does not offend certain groups. Absolutely, the student is conveying a great message, but not being offensive to any particular group. 5 points. Original photos or sketches are saved in locked layers. Absolutely. So here we go. What is the original photo? I'm going to start to make layers invisible, or to hide layers, by clicking on the eyes. And there, once I remove the lines and color layer, the paint work that was done, we can see the original layer. That was the ripped money JPEG that the student used to do the lines and color. Nice job on that. Looks good. Okay, and then let's look at the next one. Uses a vintage color palette of at least 3 colors. Well, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 different colors. Let's look at that vintage palette. It's up here on the first layer. There's the palette. Whoopsie, can't control Z on that. Okay, yeah, let's, I'm not sure what I just did, but I'm not liking it. I'm gonna cancel that, sorry. Okay, so to fix my little error, I had a tool selected, and when I clicked on the image, yeah, I should have had the move tool selected before I went and tried to click and make sure I have the palette layer selected before I clicked on that and tried to move it. So yes, they just used a vintage poster and came to the foreground color, which is what you paint everything in. And there is an eyedropper tool. And when you click on that and come over here, you can eyedrop any color that's in that vintage poster. So I'll just click on this one, for example. Boom, that's very similar to the border color that was on there, and it changes, and click OK, and it changes that foreground color to that. So when you use your paintbrush or any of your other painting tools, your fill bucket, that is the color that it's going to paint with. So nice demonstration of that. Let's look at the next one. Artwork, painting, and drawing is in a separate layer. Yes, we saw that right here. Now hide that palette. There's the drawing and painting. The background and borders on separate layers. Yes. There's the background color and there's the border. Nice job. The text is in a separate layer. There it is. Boom. And both files were submitted with the names properly given. So the first and last name, it goes at the beginning of the file, and then something like vintage poster. Now, your name is not first last, okay? Because I had a student who actually put first last. So I'm not sure if that student just wasn't paying attention and watching the videos, or if they were just being silly. I hope it's the latter. So to get this critique started off, great job of fulfilling all of the requirements in that rubric. Okay, and then next, so just take a moment to take a look at these and think about that rubric. Now this one, it looks like there may be some filter effect or some levels effect on here, but I don't know that it necessarily fulfills the part of the rubric where it talks about having your line and color, like you're painting, right? You're using those skills that you learned from Unit 5 and Unit 6 where you learned how to paint. You learned how to trace pictures and fill them. So I don't know that this fulfills that part of the rubric. It's a great design, but it's not a painted vintage poster. Now this one is delightful. I would love to know how this student went about getting the texture in this image. I love that it adds so much dimension and depth to the work. The only thing I would recommend is, rather than introducing this new color that isn't anywhere on the palette, pick a color that's in the palette somewhere, like the white or this cream color right here, and bring it back into the title. I also felt like the text used was not a vintage era text. It did not speak vintage to me. It seemed out of place, something that you would use for a fancy music program that you would hand out at a concert. So I would be thinking about how the text itself has a personality, and the personality of this text is not vintage. Next, how do you view the future? It's evident that the student did tracing and painting and has a brilliant message. How pets heal. Lovely. You can see the vintage color palette. It's fantastic. The only recommendation, once again, is this color blue on that cream background gets lost. It blends right in. We really have to strain to see it. So you might just want to go ahead and put How Pets Heal up at the top or down at the bottom. You could move the animal higher if you put it down at the bottom. You could use, instead of introducing this blue color for the text, you could use the same color that you used for the line and create some sense of unity between the line of the text and the line of the artwork. You can help stop big cat poaching. Donate to real sanctuaries. Okay, and this student left a comment for me in the Dropbox that said, "This was done in Clip Studio Paint. Per your permission, I chose my favorite animal, the fishing cat, to represent big cats." So this student's theme is related to big cats. And this was done to bring awareness to big cat poaching and canned hunting. So some great design elements taking place here. Okay, we've got the vintage color palette. We've got the text outlined in white. That really helps it to pop off the page, and that blue doesn't get lost by being directly on top of the browns in the background or even in that baby blue. So it really helps it to pop. And the text definitely is speaking vintage to me. Since this student did use Clip Studio Paint, students that do request to use a different program need to be able to demonstrate to me their use of layers, and boy, oh boy, did this student use layers. Yes, as evidence here. So the student took a screenshot of the layers and submitted that with the assignment in the Dropbox. Let's take a look at photo restoration. Remember, the goal over the Thanksgiving break was to connect with your family, to invite somebody to bring a photo album with old pictures over, or to email you an old picture that's got some scratches or blemishes on it and it needs to be restored. What a great skill to have. So you were to publish it to a public forum. So I created some Google Slides for you to publish on. And you were to critique each other by leaving comments or notes to each other on the slides or in the notes section. Share comments with each other. So let's take a look at those Google Slides now. Okay, excellent. So the link to the Google Slides is in the Dropbox for this assignment. This was a family connection project, making some connections. In the video tutorial, I demonstrated how to take a photo of myself when I was a child, and over here is the finished product. I removed these blemishes that I found in the photo. You can see that. I even removed a bush. Show you how to do that. And then these were some of the students, which was great. So this was kind of like an I Spy or what's missing kind of. It was a mystery. It was so cool because the student just went in and took things out. So take a look at that. Go ahead and hit pause and try to find all of the things that are different in the finished product over here. It was a great one. Also, this was an example of typing in and putting some comments in here or down in the notes. And I show you how to do that. You can slide this up and you can make room to leave notes down here. This is great if you're ever doing a presentation yourself. You can put your notes down in there, and that way when you go to talk about a slide, you know what you were going to say. And so this is just great examples. Removed the slider bar and all of these different scratches. It looks fantastic. Now remember, in this class, if you don't turn in your gimp.xcf file, which happened, a couple of students didn't turn in their GIMP files, there's no evidence that you actually did the work. And that's all there was. So very few people have actually done the photo restoration assignment still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students. Whoa, get those pictures up here onto your Google Slides and submitted to the Dropbox as soon as possible. So let's not procrastinate any longer. Let's talk about surrealism. We're going to watch a video. This video, I would recommend changing the speed to 1.25, and down here I kind of show you how to do that. You just open up a YouTube video, pause it, go over to the settings button where it will say playback speed normal. Just click on that and change it to 1.25. That makes it fast enough that it doesn't take as long to get through the video, but you can still understand what they're saying pretty well. And then when you're done resetting that, you just hit play and let the video go. So let's as you're going through this, I want you to write 2 details about surrealism. Okay, so I'm in the content of our image design class right now, and you'll notice that if you scroll down, all of those assignments that we've done are here listed. Okay, there was that vintage zoo poster, there was the photo restoration, there was some time that I gave you to get caught up, there was our class last Friday, hopefully you didn't miss it. And then here we are with the final surrealism project. Okay, so if you're in the surrealism project piece, you're gonna find this video here, video surrealism, the big ideas, director's cut. Let's take a look at that right now. Now, when you open up a video, you can just right click on it and you can copy the video URL and place it in a new browser window so that you're not watching it through the online high school. And this is where I was showing you, you can come in, press pause, go over here, change the settings 1.25, and then press play again.
This is Salvador Dali.
So you are going to finish watching that video all the way through on your own. And then also in that assignment folder, you will find quiz, what is surrealism? Click there and it's got the video link. Put your last first name, And then 21st century skills are being able to write in professional language and using complete sentences. So demonstrate that you're able to do that using professional language and complete sentences. Write one detail about surrealism that is interesting to you. And then using professional language and complete sentences, write another detail about surrealism that you will implement in your project. Don't forget to click submit. All right, so here are the objectives for the assignment. You're going to create a surrealism design in GIMP that expresses your theme and message in an unexpected new way. If you have not chosen a theme and a message, that's something we did quite some time ago. Take a look at this. Okay, I'm back in our table of contents, and you'll notice if you just scroll down, it says October 25th, choose a topic and a message. Ding. Gotta click on it. There we go. It says to watch this video, generate some ideas. There's a brainstorm video, how to evaluate your ideas and narrow it down into the best one. And then you're gonna click here to complete a form where you're going to submit your proposal of what your chosen theme and message is going to be. And once again, on that form, you'll write your theme and message in complete sentences and professional language. If you're ever unsure about your writing, feel free to email me and have me look at it and give you some suggestions. After you've created your surrealism project, you're going to work with a team to publish your work as a surrealism website. I'm going to create a second video where I go over the specific directions for our final surrealism week. So be looking for that, and I appreciate you watching this video today. Be sure to finish watching the video, Surrealism, the Big Ideas, and take the quiz, What is Surrealism? Signing off. Ciao!